Hi, thanks for joining me. So this is hopefully going to be the last low-tech video that I need to do for the time being. Um, but I'm making this on request to a certain extent. This is probably the content you requested. I don't know if it's the content you wanted, but no, I got a really nice request from Boo Boy just saying, hey, I hope you keep making content, keep making videos, and I appreciate that. And I honestly, I was thinking about making a video anyway. My motherboard should be in tomorrow. I had a big issue with like the processor I got not working with the motherboard that I got and stuff. So I sent that into the manufacturer. Hopefully they've updated the BIOS and I'll get it back and everything will work fine and it'll be great. So knock on wood, I'll have a working computer maybe tomorrow. But in the meantime, I just thought I would make this video. Lane81 something had also requested a video, I don't know, a couple weeks back. Just kind of like a bucket list for video games and kind of a backlog. And I was thinking about that, and I'd made a video like that a handful of years ago. And, instead of that, I just kind of wanted to talk about my anime backlog. I know Orecon and I think we were he was just sort of mentioning like how his anime backlog is really huge. I think maybe in that Lane video, and I was saying like mine isn't that bad, and it's not. So that's why I figured it might be reasonable to go through. First up, I guess in that case is Gaunt's here. Now this set here 7 through 10 was something that one of my buddies had, and he sold it to me. I bought it from him for whatever, not a whole lot of money. And so I wanted to, of course, kind of get 1 through 6. So I had the complete thing. As far as I know, that's everything that was animated. And I don't think I ever quite finished that series. This is back from, 2004? It was quite a while ago. It was still back when one of my buddies was like, we were just buying anime on DVD as soon as it came out because that was how you could watch it. We didn't have these streaming services. I mean, you could kind of get some stuff online, but like the internet wasn't that fast, and it's just we would just buy DVDs, sight unseen, based on the cover. But Gaunt's is interesting. Like, has a fun theme song. It has a really weird premise. It's really weird in general. I was vaguely familiar with the manga artist who had done it. He was doing a series called Hen, which is strange, essentially. And I, like my buddy, I think actually ended up picking up a volume of that at one point. But yeah, so Gaunt's is like these people die and they end up like trapped in this room and they're forced to by this entity to kill aliens. It's a weird premise. It's a weird series, but it's fun and interesting to a certain extent. I guess kind of violent, but yeah, I always intended to just finish that up. So I'll probably just make sure that I've finished the anime series for Gaunt's. Next up, we have the Galaxy Railways. I've talked before about how much I love Galaxy Express 999 or 999. And I do. I think it's wonderful. So, when I saw Galaxy Railways was out, I was like, oh, I'm going to get that. And then I never got around to watching it. I think this has been on Crunchyroll too, and I intended to just watch it on Crunchyroll instead of on disc, but I haven't done either of those things. One thing, and I don't want to get too deeply into this, but I have started to question a little bit Leiji Matsumoto. He's a wonderful creator, and I love some of his things. But, I am starting to recognize his, what may be a level of nationalism, a level of just sort of kind of nostalgia and sort of really building up this mythology of, like, Japan's military past. And, I think that there is room to explore all kinds of feelings around war and things like that in anime. And I know, like, World War II influenced so many anime creators, and I really think, like, I don't know, I think some of the better anime that has been produced in the sort of the whole history of animation in Japan, that's some of the most interesting was really heavily influenced by World War II and kind of how that affected um, Japan. And but yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know that I really want to. I just want to be cognizant of that when I'm watching Leiji Matsumoto's stuff. And it may have just turned me off a little bit to some of his things. I don't know for sure. The jury's still a little bit out on that. One of the reasons why I want to watch Galaxy Railways, but I think I have a slightly more nuanced perspective on his stuff, a slightly more informed perspective here as I get older and older. Um, but yeah, so next up we have something else I haven't watched, which is Zenki. This is the Saga 1. This was probably featured in a pickups video at some point. I got this in the past few years, maybe. Um, but it's Zenki. I've fan translated a couple of Zenki games at this point, or well, at least one. I dumped the script for the Game Gear one. Somebody else translated that. Although I did do some checking and editing on that. But anyway, it's Zenki. It seems fun. It's I'm getting more familiar with the story for Zenki. I kind of got this as reference material, but I haven't watched the whole thing. So I'd like to actually finish this up. And it's only Saga 1. I think there's another set or two, so it won't be the whole thing, but I'd like to watch that. That's on my backlog. Next up, Sailor Moon. You guys know that have been getting these as they've been coming out. New set is out, Sailor Stars, and I'm very excited about that. I actually will be getting that soon. My folks, gosh, I don't know if I talked about this. My mom passed away just in the past 4 weeks or so. I'm doing okay. I got to be with her for as just at the end, and that was good. It was hard, but I'm glad that I was there. I don't know. I don't know how to deal with illness. She got cancer. She'd had cancer for a few years, and I want to say she passed away too early. But I mean she wasn't young either. She had a pretty long life, but it just is what it is. These things happen. But anyway, so I think I mentioned this in a pickups video. This was gifted to me from her and my stepdad. They picked it off my Amazon wish list, and it just I can't help now that I'm seeing it and just thinking about that. I was so thankful that they were thoughtful enough to just pick out a thing or two that I wanted really specifically. But I haven't gotten around to watching this yet, so I want to watch this. This is on my backlog. This is the S movie. The reason it's on my backlog is I haven't finished up S yet, and once I finish up S, I will need to watch Super S. So I have a lot of Sailor Moon to catch up on because Stars is out, and like I said, I will also be getting that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I like Sailor Moon. It's just you need to do it in small doses. I can't take seasons worth of Sailor Moon at once. Something else that I think I haven't watched yet because of the length, I haven't finished yet, I don't think, is these Lupin the Third sets. I may have talked about these before, I don't know, but we have, let's see, First Hall. So this is 3 sets with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess, movies on it. And I think that these are movies. I think what's happened, Lupin the Third's been going on forever. And these, I believe, are I think they're movies. I think every year, literally every year, I don't know if they're still doing it, but there's a Lupin the Third movie in the theater. That's just how big a deal Lupin the Third is. And, Funimation grabbed these. I'm sure this has a date on it. This is way back. It feels like now. It feels like it was quite a while ago. It was... Come on, give me a number here. I don't know, there are copyrights, but I don't see dates on them. Anyway, this was like, I want to say maybe 15 years ago, something like that. And I had to go out of my. I got the first one, and then I hadn't gotten the second one. I had to go out of my way to get it, and I still haven't watched all of these. I watched, I think maybe the first one or two movies on here, and they're fun. They're not like it's Lupin the Third. Sometimes they like, and they don't go crazy on these movies, these annualized movies. I don't think, but anyway, they're fun. It's fun. So I need to catch up on those. Yeah, and are we down to the last? Oh, we kind of are down. Okay, so there's a couple more things here. So the other thing is Pokemon. You guys know that I've been collecting Pokemon for a long time, just the anime, not really the games. I have all of Diamond and Pearl. I left off partway through Diamond and Pearl Galactic Battles. There are multiple sets of Galactic Battles. This is 3 and 4 from set 2, I believe. Then there's set 3, then there's set 4. Then there's Diamond and Pearl Sinnoh League Victors. Then there is Pokemon Black and White, like 4 discs of that. And then there is, there might be more discs, there's 4 boxes of it. And then there's Black and White Rival Destinies, and then it kept going too, but I haven't gotten any of the stuff after Rival Destinies, because what I really wanted was to be able to catch up on the old stuff, and Viz hadn't been releasing the old stuff, so they finally started releasing the old stuff, so I started going back and catching up on the old stuff. So I've actually watched pretty much all the old stuff to get caught up, but I haven't watched some of that newer stuff, and I should watch that. I like having Pokemon on. I'll just throw it on in the background. If I don't catch every nuance of every single episode, it doesn't matter because it's Pokemon. It's pretty mindless, but they're fun. Yeah, and then so the only other things I have here, I had to delve into my Laserdisc collection to find anything else that I hadn't really watched. It's possible that I have not seen Area 88. And unfortunately, I am missing Act 1. This is Acts 2 and 3, and I don't know how much of this covers. So I would kind of like to get the rest of these on Laserdisc. These were my buddies back in the day. It's possible we watched these together, but I don't think we did. And this actually was $9.99, I believe. This was, from whatever. What became FYE. I don't think it was FYE. It used to be another store, and I forget what they were. But yeah, there it is. Area 88. I also picked up Explorer Woman Ray at one point, more recently in the past handful of years. Just because this is one of those things you can't get on DVD, but was only ever available, I think, on Laserdisc and VHS probably, so I wanted to have it on Laserdisc. It's something I always saw back in the day, and I just haven't gotten around to watching it. And finally, I'm not 100% sure on this, but Crusher Joe. I wanted to see the Crusher Joe stuff, and this is the OVAs. I don't think I've seen the OVAs. You guys might remember better than I do, because I did do an Anime I Watched video about the Crusher Joe DVD of the... Gosh, this is the OVAs, that was the movie, I think. And I enjoyed that, but, it's not... I can't help but compare it to Dirty Pair because it's kind of by the same person. I just don't think I've seen the OVAs yet, so I do want to watch those and see what they're like. But that's it. That's my Anime Backlog. So I'm excited to just have, knocked out so much of my Anime Backlog that that's all I have left. Some of those are, TV series. There's hours and hours. I mean, just watching those Lupin movies or the Sailor Moon seasons or all that Pokemon. It's going to take a long time, but it's not the time so much. I just put anime on just to relax, and it's no big deal. I'll watch a whole series in a day. If I have the day to myself, even now, in the past, that would have been, I think, I would have expected that more, but even now, I'll sit down and just watch. It's not work to me. It's just, gives my brain a chance to relax and just think and stuff, and it's fun. So, video games is a whole other story. But yeah. So if you guys want to see, anime and watch videos on any of this stuff in particular, let me know. But otherwise, I might just talk about one or two of these things if they're interesting after I watch them. Um, and yeah, I hope this was interesting. It probably wasn't, but I'll try to, I'll keep making a video here and there probably as time goes by. I've been thinking about maybe doing some Let's Plays, of stuff that I can play, like older stuff, things that I like. I might do some Let's Plays on here. I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyway, thanks for joining me. Catch you again later.